So let's talk tents in this video. More specifically, let's talk about three very different types of tents which I have used on my travels in the last 6 to 8 years. Let's talk about the reasons why I chose them, their pros and cons, and the reasons why I moved on from one type of tent to the different one. And in the end of the video, I'll be giving away one of these tents. So please stay tuned till the end if you're interested in getting one of them. But spoiler alert, it is the cheapest and the oldest tent of the three, but it has served me well for many years and I don't use it now. So I'm hoping to give it to somebody who will use it well. Okay, so let's start. I'll just put these two away. The first tent I want to talk about is a bivy tent, it is the Bibler tripod bivy tent. So before I talk about the tent, let me tell you why I chose a bivy tent. So back in 2012-13, I was very interested in traveling to Ladakh during the winter months. But I had a very limited budget then, and all the winter equipment, good quality winter equipment, were very expensive. So my sleeping bag at the time was the Marmot Never Summer Down sleeping bag. It is kind of a 3-season sleeping bag and it is rated to minus 18 degrees centigrades. But the temperatures in Ladakh vary between like minus 30 to minus 40 in the extreme Changtang areas. So that sleeping bag wouldn't keep me warm in those temperatures. And my tent at the time was a 3-season tent. It was kind of a flimsy tent. And I knew for sure that it wouldn't stand up to the harsh winds and the winter weather of Ladakh. So I wanted to get a new tent which will do two things. One, it has to stand up to the harsh weather in Ladakh, but two, it should also provide extra warmth so that my minus 18 sleeping bag can work to keep me warm in like minus 30 degrees centigrade temperatures at night. So all of those 4-season sleeping bags, all of those 4-season tents were very expensive, like from $500 to $700. So I was looking at cheaper options, and the only cheaper option which can work in those conditions are bivy tents. Bivy tents are basically like covers for your sleeping bag. So you put them over your sleeping bag and they will protect you from harsh weather like rain and snow and heavy winds. But the trouble with the bivy tents are that they are very claustrophobic. So imagine you are like putting a garbage bag on yourself while sleeping. So that is the feeling you get in those bivy tents. So the good thing about the tent I chose, the Bibler tripod bivy, is that it has a tripod-like structure above your head. So it gives you about around 2 feet of space above your head so that you can slightly sit up on your elbows, maybe use your phone, eat something inside the tent, etc. And the Bibler tripod bivy is a very strong, I hate to use the term bomb-proof, but it is a very strong bomb-proof tent because it has a very low profile on the ground, so it can withstand very heavy winds. And again, it can also withstand heavy snow as well because it has a low profile and you can easily clear the snow when it is falling. Pitching this bivy is a little bit complicated and takes a lot of practice for you to get it right. It has 3 different section aluminum pole sections which you need to use. So the first one goes near the foot box of the tent. So this holds the shape of the tent near your feet and ensures that your sleeping bag doesn't touch the sides of the tent while you're sleeping. It ensures that your foot doesn't touch the sides of the tent. So the other one is like an arch type pole which goes near your head, and a straight bent pole which works to keep the arch or a tripod shape near your head. Okay, so yeah, it takes like I mentioned, it takes a little bit time to pitch it and get it right, but with practice you'll it gets easier and easier. So I really loved this tent, and I used it I think for almost 3 years in both summer and winter conditions. So the only trouble with the livability of the tent is that once you go inside, there is no very limited space for you to keep stuff inside. So most of your stuff like your backpack, your cooking equipment, your food, everything has to be on the outside. And when you're going on your day trips away from the tent, you have to pack everything inside the tent, close it up, and then come back, move everything outside. And if it rains again, you need to cover your backpack so that it doesn't get wet, and use some stones to lift the backpack and other items away, a little bit away from the ground, so that it doesn't get wet if the ground is getting wet. So a few things you have to adjust, but you'll get used to it in a while. So having said that, there are also a few downsides to this tent, and the biggest downside has to be the livability inside the tent during extended periods of bad weather. Let's say it's raining or snowing for like 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, then you will be stuck inside the tent and you can't move outside. So the moment you open the zipper to get out, the rain and snow will fall inside, and your sleeping bag and all the things inside will get wet. So you have to stay put inside and wait till the bad weather passes. But it happened to me twice. Once in Spiti in April. I'm sure you would have all seen the story of Tadunam video. So I was stuck in a snowstorm for 2 days inside this tent, and I was unable to cook anything. I was unable to even heat water for drinking. So it was a very bad experience. And the thing is, it snowed so much, like more than 2 feet of snow. So I had to constantly open the tent to clear the snow away from it. And what happened was that every time I opened the tent, opened the zippers, the snow will come inside. And by the end of the 2 days, all my sleeping bag, my jacket, everything was soaking wet. And it was a terrible experience. So for the next winter, I wanted to get a proper 4-season tent which will stand up to heavy winds and heavy snowfall, while at the same time which is more livable, in which I can cook inside and I can be more comfortable while being stuck inside bad weather for long periods of time. So again, I did a lot of research and tried to find the best tent possible for these extreme winter conditions, and the tent was the Hellerberg Solo. So the Hellerberg Solo is a freestanding dome tent. So what is a dome tent? Dome tents usually have like 2 crossing poles in the shape of arches, like this, 2 crossing poles, and they give you a stable freestanding shape to the tent and also makes it stronger. But the only trouble with the only using 2 poles is that you present like very big face in the front and back of the tent for wind. So when the wind hits the front or back of the tent at heavy speeds, then the whole tent will like collapse. It will buckle, it will move inside, and it makes it kind of not very stable in heavy winds, and the poles can even break and the tent can collapse. So what the Hellerberg does is that it adds a 3rd pole towards the front and back, so making it a 3-pole structure and making it very strong. So it can withstand any amount of heavy winds, and it can also withstand any amount of heavy snow. Pitching the tent is super easy. And Hellerberg was one of the first companies who came up with the system where the pole goes on the outside of the tent, which means you can even pitch the tent in heavy rain or in heavy snow without the insides of the tent getting wet. So it's a huge advantage, and it's one of the reasons I really love this tent. So, and the livability of the tent is also great. It has a good amount of vestibule space, so I can sit inside during like snow or extended periods of rain, and I can easily cook. And it has a good ventilation on the top, so all the smoke also goes out and doesn't choke me inside. So I have used this Hillabug Solo for 3 winters and 2 summers, and I would have spent around like maybe 100 days during each year, maybe more than 100 days each year, maybe like 300 days in total. I would have spent inside the tent, and I never had any trouble with it. So it's highly rated. There was one difficulty one time when a goat in the Baba Valley in Kinnoor was using my tent as a scratching post. He was scratching his head against the tent and he tore the fabric. I mailed Hillabug after I came back home from the trip, and they sent me a replacement patch kit and extra zippers and lot of replacement parts totally free of cost, and it reached me within a week. So this is one of the good things buying from these reputed companies. Their customer service is top notch. I have read reports from people wherever they are in the world, these companies will send you replacement, they will take care of you. So that's one really good thing about this tent. So there has to be a downside, right? You can't have everything you want in a tent. And the biggest downside for me is that it is kind of heavy for a single person tent. So the Hillabug Solo weighs around 2.4 kgs packed. So when you're going, so it's kind of heavy tent, and it's kind of overkill during the summer months when the weather is pleasant, and it just has to be waterproof during summer. The winds are not so heavy, and you're not worried about like 2-3 feet of snow falling and collapsing the tent. So I'm also getting a bit older, so I found it. I'm trying to reduce the weight of my backpack these days. So last year, I did a lot of research on ultralight tents last year, and the variety of options available for hikers these days is amazing. So among my research, the one type of ultralight tents that I really liked were the pyramid tents. So the pyramid tents are single pole tents. So ultralight hikers typically use their trekking poles, or in my case, I can use my tripod as the means of support. So you have a single pole like this, and your tent is held up by the single pole on 4 sides like a pyramid shape. So these pyramid tents are, again, owing to the shape, they're very stable in heavy winds. So because it's a conical shape, so the wind just blows over them. So they're very stable in heavy winds, and they're very, very light, and they're also very spacious and very comfortable to use. So I did again, I researched a lot of different types of pyramid tents, and I chose the most expensive one of them all, which is the Hyperlight Mountain Designs Ultimate 2. I actually had many different options, from the cheap Chinese ones on AliExpress and some brands like Mountain Laurel Designs in the US. But I really liked the design of the Ultimate 2, mostly because it looked very good in photographs. So I called that Ultimate 2, and I used it last year during my summer trip to Lahul and then to Ladakh. So like I mentioned, the tent is very spacious, and it is very stable in heavy winds, and it's also very, very light. Just the tent alone with the guidelines weighs around like 500 to 550 grams, and you need to add an extra pole for the support, and you need some pegs on the side. So overall the weight comes down to around like 800 grams, and it gives a huge tent for 2 people. Even 3 people can fit in it easily with their luggage. And these pyramid tents are also very modular, so you can use them with just the outside layer, or I typically use it with the ground sheet, but no inner tent. I just use a ground sheet and the outer layer. But in conditions where you expect a lot of insects, mosquitoes, etc., it makes sense to have a inner mesh layer to prevent insects from coming in. So I really enjoyed using this tent, but I have one big problem with it. No tent is perfect. Nothing you want in life is perfect. So the one problem I have with this is that uh, it's kind of, there is a huge gap uh, between the tent and the ground, so which is actually good during the summer months. It lets air inside, gives you a lot of ventilation, and keeps the insides cool. But in places like Ladakh, it also brings in a lot of dust from the outside. So I remember spending like 4 or 5 days camping in the Moreh Plains in Pang, and every day so much of dust and sand will be blown inside, and my sleeping bag, my backpack, everything inside the tent was covered in a layer of sand and dust. So it's not a good feeling. So I have to, if you have to avoid it, then I have to get in a tent, so which will keep the dust, which will protect from the dust. So it kind of defeats the purpose of going totally ultralight, but still it's a good compromise to have. You have a spacious tent which you can use in places like Himachal. You can pitch it on grass and there is absolutely no trouble. But in Ladakh, you have to live with a little bit of sand and dust, and there is no other option to it. So these days I use the Ultimate 2 for my summer use, and I use the Hilleberg Solo for my winter months. Actually, I've seen a lot of people using the Ultimate and Pyramid tents for winter as well, but I'm not comfortable using it. And the photos I've seen online, people use them in very snowy conditions. So what they do is they set up the pyramid tent and they pack the sides of the tent with snow, so that it just seals the tent from outside, it seals the wind from coming inside, it seals the snow from blowing inside, etc. And it makes a lot of sense. But for the conditions I use them in Ladakh, there is not much of snow in Ladakh during the winter months. So a lot of wind will blow inside and it will make the tent very cold at night. So the good thing about the Hilleberg Solo was that its outer flaps go all the way to the ground and they give you a very good seal to the ground, and wind doesn't come inside, sand doesn't blow inside. So it's very good for winters. It's also very warm during the winter months. But I'm sure I'll feel very, very cold inside this pyramid tent in winters in Ladakh. So I don't use it for winters, and I use my Hilleberg Solo for my winter months. So coming to the giveaway, like I mentioned, I use the Hilleberg Solo and Ultimate 2 for my summer and winter months, and I don't use the Bibler Tripod BV anymore. So I want to give it to one of you who will put it to good use. So I'm sorry, but it's open only to the people from India because shipping is easier for me. So to enter the giveaway, the rules are very simple. You have to be from India, and please follow India in Motion on Instagram, and you send me a message on Instagram. So the reason why I'm asking you to follow me on Instagram is two purposes. One, little bit selfish. I want to increase my follower counts on Instagram. And number two, the most important thing is that I want to go through your feed, and I want to see that if you're the kind of person who will make very good use of this tent. So ideally, you should be somebody who hikes a lot in the mountains, and being a solo hiker is even more preferred because it's a solo tent. So those are the two conditions. So please follow me on Instagram and give me a comment, and I will try to pick somebody within the next week or so, and I'll announce it on my and I'll let you know on Instagram, and I'll announce it on my channel also. So anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have any specific questions, please leave a comment below and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you so much. Stay safe in these times and see you in the next video.